The sensors of the Galactic Council's monitoring station detected something impossible. A single human vessel drifted through the neutral zone between the Zarkonian Empire and the Terran Federation. Commander Zex studied the readings with his 4 eyes, each blinking independently as confusion grew. "One ship," he muttered to his deputy, "a tall creature named Velmer." The humans sent only 1 ship into the most dangerous region of space. The vessel moved slowly, broadcasting no signals, showing no weapons powered. It looked ancient by human standards, perhaps 50 years old. The hull bore scars from countless micrometeorite impacts. Paint peeled from its sides, revealing the name. UTS Pioneer Dot in the Galactic Council chambers. Representatives from 12 species gathered in emergency session. The Zircon delegate stood first, his crystalline form reflecting nervous colors. "This makes no sense. Humans always travel in fleets. Their military doctrine demands groups of at least 20 vessels for any deep space mission." Ambassador Kreetok from the warrior species nodded. "We have fought humans. They never send lone ships. They believe in overwhelming force, in numbers, in backup plans for their backup plans." But there it was. 1 ship. A lone Captain Sarachun stood on the bridge of the Pioneer, watching the alien fleets gather around them. Her crew of 5 remained calm. Navigator Yung Hoon plotted courses, while engineer Min Jun checked systems. Dr. Seo Yung prepared the medical bay. Communications officer Martinez waited at his station. "They're scared," Martinez observed, reading the intercepted transmissions. "They don't understand why we're alone." Sarah smiled slightly. "Good. Let them wonder. The Galactic Council sent their fastest diplomatic vessel to intercept." Ambassador Zex himself led the mission, bringing gifts and translators. As his ship approached, he noticed something odd about the Pioneer's energy signature. The readings showed massive power generation, far beyond what a ship that size should produce. "Captain Shun," Zex transmitted, "I am Ambassador Zex of the Galactic Council. We wish to understand your presence here. Why does Earth send a single vessel into neutral space?" Sarah's response came clear and calm. "Ambassador, we appreciate your concern. We're on a peaceful mission of exploration." "But you are alone," Zex pressed. "This violates all known human protocols. Your people never travel without support. Times change." "Ambassador." The conversation troubled Zex. Humans were known for many things: their stubbornness, their creativity, their strange ability to pack bond with anything. But they were also known for their careful planning. This lone ship made no tactical sense, unless Zex's 4th eye twitched as a thought occurred. He ordered deep scans of the Pioneer. The results made his green blood run cold. The ship's cargo bay showed strange readings. Not weapons, not supplies, but something else. Something that bent space around it ever so slightly. "Commander," his science officer whispered, "those readings match theoretical models for something we've only imagined. Something we thought impossible to build." Back in council chambers, panic began to spread. The Zircon delegates' colors shifted to deep purple fear. What if they don't need other ships anymore? What if 1 ship is enough? The warrior Kreetok scoffed. Impossible. No single vessel could threaten the combined might of the galaxy. But doubt crept in. Humans had surprised them before. They had gone from a single planet to controlling 30 systems in just 2 centuries. They had survived wars that should have destroyed them. They had made allies of species everyone thought untamable. And now they sent 1 ship dot as the Pioneer continued its slow journey. Alien fleets kept their distance. They watched. They waited. They wondered what horror or miracle the humans had created that gave them confidence to send a lone vessel into the void. Captain Chun looked at the stars ahead. In the cargo bay, the device hummed quietly, ready to change everything the galaxy thought they knew about space, time, and the potential of a single human ship. The galaxy had asked why humans would send just one ship. They were about to learn that sometimes one was all you needed. The Pioneer hung motionless in space, exactly at the coordinates where three major territories met. Captain Sarah Chun stood at the viewport, watching alien vessels multiply around them like curious fish around bait. 217 ships now, Jung-hoon reported from his station. They maintain exactly 15 kilometers distance. Min-jun looked up from his engineering console. The device is stable. Power draw from subspace is increasing as planned. Sarah nodded. Open channels to all vessels, Martinez. Channel open, Captain. This is Captain Shun of the UTS Pioneer. We will remain at these coordinates for 72 hours. Any species wishing to establish contact may send one representative. We guarantee safe passage. The response was immediate chaos. Hundreds of transmissions flooded in, some angry, some confused, most demanding explanations. Sarah ignored them all. Ambassador Zex's ship approached first. His tall, four-eyed form materialized in the Pioneer's transport room, accompanied by two guards. Sarah met him with only Dr. Seo Yun at her side. Ambassador, welcome aboard the Pioneer. Zex's eyes swiveled independently, taking in everything. Captain Shun, your behavior violates 17 established first contact protocols. You give no flight plan, request no permissions, and now invite potential enemies aboard? Times have changed, Ambassador. Would you like a tour? As they walked through the ship, Zex noticed the emptiness. 5 crew members for a vessel this size? The medical bay could hold 50, but Seo Yun worked alone. The weapons room stood completely empty. You have no weapons, Zex said. Not a question, but a statement of disbelief. Seo-Yeon answered casually. We don't need them anymore. The words sent chills through Zex's long spine. Humans without weapons was like water without wetness. Fundamentally wrong. Martinez intercepted a transmission and frowned. Captain, the Zarkonian Empire is mobilizing. Admiral Carton wants to capture us. Sarah didn't even look concerned. Let them come. Send another invitation. All species, 1 representative each. Tell them they have 12 hours. Captain Chun, Zex said carefully, you realize you're inviting potential enemies onto your defenseless ship. Defenseless? Sarah smiled. Who said we're defenseless? Within hours, 12 different species had representatives aboard the Pioneer. The meeting room felt tense. The warrior Kretok kept his hand near his blade. The crystalline zircon hummed nervously. A small, furry, Velinari ambassador clutched a recording device. You demand much and explain nothing. The Zarkonian representative, Commander Zex, growled. 1 ship, no weapons, 5 crew. This is either the greatest insult or the greatest trap in galactic history. Neither, Sarah said. It's an evolution. Jung-hoon brought up a holographic display. 3 years ago, our deep space monitors detected something. 17 species were planning simultaneous attacks on human colonies. The room went silent. We knew, Sarah continued. We knew you were coming for us. The Zarkonians wanted our agricultural worlds. The Meloids wanted our technology. Even some supposed allies planned betrayal. Lies, Commander Zex snarled. Martinez displayed the intercepted plans, complete with Zarkonian military encryption signatures. Zex's scaled face went pale. We had a choice, Sarah said. Build bigger fleets, create deadlier weapons, fight endless wars. Or find another way. Min-jun stood up. We found another way. The device in our cargo bay represents humanity's answer to violence. A superweapon? Kretok asked, almost eagerly. No, something much more powerful. Tomorrow, we'll show you. Tonight, You'll stay as our guests." The aliens exchanged glances. Stay overnight on a human ship with no weapons, no visible protection, and some mysterious device. Ambassador Zex spoke first. "I'll stay." One by one, others agreed. Only Commander Vex refused, returning to his vessel to report to his superiors. That night, as the alien ambassadors rested in guest quarters, they noticed something odd. The Pioneer's crew seemed completely unconcerned about the growing fleet outside. 400 ships now surrounded them. Some with weapons locked on .co Yeon brought them food, chatting casually about Earth cuisine. Martinez played cards with the Velinary ambassador. Jung-hoon taught the Zircon representative human chess. It was Min-jun who let something slip during conversation. "Don't worry about the fleets outside. Even if they destroyed this ship, it wouldn't matter." "What do you mean?" Zex asked. Min-jun just smiled. "Tomorrow, you'll understand everything." As the ambassadors tried to sleep, one thought haunted them all. What could make humans so confident that death itself didn't matter? The cargo bay doors opened with a soft hiss. 12 alien ambassadors entered behind Captain Sarah Chun, their various sensory organs immediately focusing on the center of the room. There it sat. A perfect black cube, 2 meters on each side, suspended 1 meter above the floor with no visible support. It seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "That's it?" Commander Kreetok asked. "This small thing makes you fearless?" The Zircon scientist Valinash moved closer, his crystalline form pulsing with curiosity. "Captain, may I scan it?" "Please do," Sarah said. Valinash extended his sensory tendrils and jerked back immediately. "Impossible. It exists in 17 dimensions simultaneously. The energy readings are—" "It's not drawing power, it is power." Ambassador Zex's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. "Explain this device, Captain Chun." Sarah nodded to Jung-hoon, who stepped forward. 3 years ago, humanity made a breakthrough. We discovered consciousness isn't tied to the brain. It's a quantum field that the brain merely accesses. Philosophy. Kreetok scoffed. "Science," Min-jun corrected. "This device is a quantum consciousness projector. It doesn't carry weapons or troops. It carries human minds." The room fell silent. "One ship," Co Yeon explained, "can now carry copies of millions of human consciousnesses. Each copy is complete, thinking, feeling, capable of independent action." The Velinary ambassador's fur stood on end. "Copies of living beings?" "Watch," Min-jun said. He placed his hand on the cube. His body remained standing, but suddenly, every screen in the cargo bay activated. Min-jun's face appeared on each one. "I'm here," his body said. "And here," the screens said in unison. And ... double quotes. Commander Vex's communicator spoke with Min-jun's voice. ... In your ship's computer, Commander." Vex pulled out his communicator in horror. On his ship, alarms blared as Min-jun's consciousness explored their systems, then withdrew politely. Min-jun's awareness snapped back to his body. He stumbled slightly, then smiled. "Your weapon systems need upgrading, Commander. I left some suggestions. You invaded our most secure systems." Vex sputtered. "I knocked first," Min-jun said. "Your firewall said no, but it was asking the wrong questions." Kreetok, the warrior species representative, suddenly attacked. His blade passed through Min-jun, who dissolved into light and reformed behind him. "While projected, we're pure consciousness," Min-jun explained calmly. "Physical attacks mean nothing." Valinash was scanning frantically. "The energy required for this should destroy stars." "How?" "We don't move through space," Jung-hoon explained. "We exist in the quantum field that underlies space. Distance is meaningless. Time is negotiable." Ambassador Zex understood first. "You could take over our entire civilization without firing a shot. Every computer, every network, every artificial mind. We could, Sarah agreed. But we won't, unless forced. The Meloid ambassador, who had remained silent, finally spoke through their translation unit. How many humans have undergone this transformation? All of them, CO Yan said quietly. Every human alive has a consciousness backup in these cubes. Death of the body no longer means death of the person. The implications crashed over the ambassadors like a tsunami. Humanity hadn't just invented a weapon. They'd transcended mortality itself. 1,000 ships surrounding us could fire now, Sarah said. Destroy the Pioneer completely. And tomorrow, every human consciousness on this ship would exist again, projected from another cube, anywhere in the galaxy. Commander Thex's scales had gone pale blue, a sign of deep fear. You're unkillable. We're evolved, Sarah corrected. And we're offering to share this gift. Gift? Kree-Talk laughed bitterly. You mean conquest? No, Martinez said, entering with a datapad. We mean protection. Ambassador Zex, your home world of Zetra Prime. There's a radiation storm approaching that your scientists haven't detected yet. It will hit in 6 months. Zex grabbed the pad, reading the data. How could you know this? We have consciousness observers throughout the galaxy, now watching, protecting, warning, not controlling, just helping. Valinash's scientific mind raced. The energy expenditure alone should be impossible, unless consciousness itself is the energy source. Now you're beginning to understand. Sarah smiled. The black cube pulsed gently, and for a moment, each ambassador could swear they heard whispers. Millions of human voices, thinking, planning, existing in perfect quantum harmony. One ship, Zex murmured. You only needed one ship, because ... because one ship carries all of humanity, Sarah finished. And all of humanity is everywhere. Asterisk, the Galactic Council chambers erupted in chaos. Ambassador Zex stood at the center platform, trying to maintain order as representatives from 50 species shouted over each other. They must be destroyed. The Carlothian delegate slammed his appendages on the table. Before this plague spreads. It's too late for that, Zex said quietly, his words cutting through the noise. Captain Shun revealed the truth. Earth has already launched 10,000 such ships. Dead silence. On the Pioneer's bridge, Sarah watched the council session through Martinez's consciousness projection. He was there, but not there, invisible to their sensors, a ghost in their machines. They're terrified, Martinez reported through both his physical and projected voices. Of course they are, Sarah replied. Show them File 7. In the council chambers, every screen simultaneously activated. Star maps appeared showing 10,000 points of light spread throughout the galaxy, each one a human consciousness ship, hidden, waiting. We didn't send one ship as a show of force, Sarah's recorded message played. We sent one ship as a test, to see who would talk and who would attack. The Zarkonian Emperor himself appeared via hologram. You dare threaten the Empire? No threat, Sarah's message continued. Just truth. Your invasion plans for Earth, Emperor. Your secret alliance with the Meloids. Your biological weapons program targeting human DNA. We know. Everything. Jung-Hoon pulled up displays showing detailed invasion plans from 12 different species. Each one had planned to attack humanity within the year. We could have struck first, Sarah's voice explained. Instead, we evolved beyond the need for strike at all. On the Pioneer, Min Jun was demonstrating something remarkable to a group of younger alien officers who had boarded. He projected his consciousness into their personal devices, not to control, but to teach. Feel that? He asked. That's the quantum field. Every conscious being touches it. We just learned to swim in it. A young Zircon officer, crystalline form flickering with excitement, suddenly understood. You're not conquerors. You single quotes redot gardeners. tending reality itself. Back in the council chambers, the warrior Kreetok had arrived in person, having traveled at maximum speed from the Pioneer. I've seen it, fought it. You cannot kill what has no single body. Then we destroy Earth. Commander Vex announced. Their physical bodies must still matter. Sarah appeared live via transmission. Earth is empty, Commander. Has been for 6 months. Every human consciousness exists in the quantum field now. Our bodies are just vehicles we sometimes use. The revelation shattered their understanding. Humanity had abandoned their home world, becoming something beyond physical existence. Valinosh, the Zircon scientist, presented his analysis. The black cubes are quantum anchors. They don't contain human consciousness. They merely provide focal points for consciousness to manifest. Destroy every cube, and humans would simply exist in the field itself, bodiless but eternal. We offer a choice, Sarah announced. Join us in evolution. Remain as you are under our protection. Or ... double quotes, she paused. Attempt violence and find your technology no longer responds to you. To demonstrate, every weapon system in the council chambers deactivated. Not destroyed, simply ... non-responsive. The warrior species found their blades wouldn't leave their sheaths. The energy weapons wouldn't charge. We've assigned guardian consciousnesses to every violent species. Co Yan explained, appearing beside Sarah. Think of them as antibodies against aggression. Try to harm others, and your tools simply won't work. The Velinari ambassador, one of the peaceful species, raised a small paw. And if we want to join this evolution, then we share everything, Sarah smiled. The cure to death, the end of distance, the transformation of consciousness into something greater. Emperor Zakon's hologram flickered with rage. You're gods now? Deciding our fates? No, Jung-hoon answered. We're gardeners, and we're trying to help the garden grow without the weeds of violence. Choking it, the council session devolved into smaller groups. Some species immediately asked for the transformation technology. Others declared isolation, cutting themselves off from all contact. The warrior species faced an existential crisis. What was honor without the possibility of combat? But in the data streams, in the quantum field itself, billions of human consciousnesses watched, waited, and protected. They prevented the Meloid plague ship from launching. They stopped the Carlothian antimatter bomb. They diverted the asteroid aimed at a peaceful world. Asterisk. The lone ship, Ambassador Zex said finally, understanding, was never alone. Every human who ever lived, ever thought, ever dreamed, Sarah confirmed, rides in that one ship. And every ship, and no ship at all. Asterisk 6 months had passed since the Pioneer's revelation. The galaxy looked the same from space, but everything had changed. Ambassador Zex floated in the quantum field. His consciousness expanded beyond his four-eyed physical form. The Zircon had been among the first to accept humanity's gift. Now, half their population existed as pure thought, building crystal gardens in 17 dimensions. It's beautiful here. Valinosh's consciousness whispered across space-time. Mathematics becomes music, becomes light. The Zarkonian Empire had tried to fight. Their grand fleet of 10,000 ships had jumped to Earth, weapons charging, ready to glass the human homeworld. They found empty cities, abandoned farms, and a single message carved into every continent. We've moved beyond. Join us when you're ready. When they fired anyway, their weapons simply shut down. Every ship, every rifle, every blade across the Empire stopped working. Not broken, just unresponsive to violent intent. Zakon raged for weeks before finally accepting the new reality. His empire still existed, but as protectors now, not conquerors. Commander Vex had even begun to appreciate the irony. They were stronger as guardians than they'd ever been as warriors. Sarah, Chun no longer had a single body. Her consciousness existed in 10,000 copies, each one complete, each one individual, yet connected. She was teaching alien children on distant worlds, negotiating peace between old enemies, and exploring the edge of the universe, all simultaneously. How do you not go mad? Kree-Tak asked. He'd finally accepted partial transformation, keeping his warrior's body, but gaining consciousness projection. We're human, Min-Jun answered from 12 different locations. We've always been a little mad. The physical preservation movement had established colonies where beings could maintain bodily form while connected to the quantum field. Esyo Yun led the medical research, discovering that consciousness-enhanced bodies could live for millennia. Death becomes a choice, she explained to new initiates. Stay physical and eventually fade, or step into the quantum and exist forever. Martinez had become something unique, a bridge consciousness, existing simultaneously in physical and quantum states. He translated between the two realities, helping species understand each other in ways never before possible. Then they came. The Devourers, they called themselves. A massive fleet from the Andromeda Galaxy, locust-like in their consumption of worlds. Their technology was beyond anything the Milky Way had seen. Ships that ate stars, weapons that unraveled matter at the subatomic level. Their leader appeared on every communication channel simultaneously. Weak galaxy. Soft species. You will surrender or be consumed. The Galactic Council, now a hybrid of physical and consciousness beings, didn't panic. They'd faced existential threats before. But this was different. The Devourers had shields against consciousness projection. Their technology hardened against quantum infiltration. Finally, Kree-Tak said, his warrior spirit stirring. A real challenge. But it was a single human consciousness that responded first. Not Sarah, not Min-Jun, but a collective that identified itself simply as Pioneer. It manifested on the Devourer's flagship, not through their technology, but through something else, the quantum consciousness of their own crew. Every thinking being touched the field, whether they knew it or not. We are humanity, Pioneer said through the mouth of a surprised Devourer soldier. We are everywhere. We are nowhere. And we protect this galaxy, the Devourer leader laughed. One possessed soldier? This is your defense? Then another soldier spoke with Pioneer's voice. Then another. Then thousands. Not controlled, not destroyed, but simply ... occupied. Their consciousnesses gently moved aside as humanity flowed through them. We don't need to control your technology, Pioneer explained through million voices. We just need to show your people what they could become. The transformation was voluntary, but irresistible. Devourer soldiers felt the quantum field, saw the infinite possibilities, tasted freedom from death and distance. Within hours, half their fleet had requested transformation. Their leader, faced with a dissolving army, made one last desperate attack. He fired their Star Eater weapon at Earth's sun. The weapon simply ... disappeared. Not destroyed, but relocated. It reappeared in empty space between galaxies, where it could harm nothing. Violence is obsolete, Pioneer said. Join us or leave. Those are the only choices. The Devourer fleet retreated, but many stayed. Within a year, even their leader would return, humbled, requesting the gift of transformation. Young-hoon, part of the Pioneer Collective, shared a thought with Sarah's consciousness network. Remember when we worried one ship wasn't enough? Sarah's response rippled through the quantum field, felt by every transformed being. One ship carries infinity. We were never alone. We were legion, and across the galaxy, in physical forms and quantum dreams, humanity's children, human and alien alike, continued their eternal watch, ensuring that consciousness, not conquest, would shape the future of all existence. The galaxy had feared the wrong thing. They'd feared human weapons, human ships, Human armies. They should have feared human hope, human dreams, and humanity's absolute refusal to let death have the final word. One ship. Infinite souls. Forever. The end asterisk.